Hello, and welcome to the GLEAM video series that are intended to help support you as you collaboratively work with your diverse team to develop your GLEAM pre-K through 12 program grant proposal. In this video, we will be focusing on Part C of the application. I'm Allison Pickens, the GLEAM Grant Coordinator and an ELA Literacy Support Specialist. In addition to hosting these videos, I am here to help support you every step of the way during the application process. Part C of the application calls on applicants to articulate a clear approach to building and sustaining multi-tiered systems of support for literacy based on the GLEAM grant activities. In this video, I will clarify the purpose of building and sustaining multi-tiered systems of support for literacy and provide suggestions for how applicants can clearly articulate their specific approach to building and sustaining multi-tiered systems of support for literacy based on the GLEAM grant activities. We will start with clarifying the purpose of building multi-tiered systems of support for literacy based on the GLEAM activities before delving into specific components of Part C of the application. We will end with a summary Q&A and an explanation of opportunities for further support. To start, the GLEAM grant is the Massachusetts program name for the Federal Comprehensive Literacy State Development Grant, which is intended to support districts' development of evidence-based literacy improvements for all students, especially students who have been historically underserved. A multi-tiered systems of support, which utilizes culturally responsive and evidence-based practices, is a proactive school and district-wide framework that supports all students. This framework demonstrates how school districts can build the necessary systems to ensure that each and every student achieves a high-quality educational experience. The GLEAM program approach to multi-tiered systems of support is one grounded in strengthening Tier 1 core, followed by increasing levels of targeted support through Tiers 2 and 3 interventions. It is designed to support schools with proactively identifying and addressing the strengths and needs of all students and to support equitable student outcomes using culturally responsive practices, evidence-based strategies and supports, and by providing high quality and aligned professional development for skillful implementation to sustain equitable student growth. The GLEAM grant activities will support districts to develop and maintain all aspects of an effective, inclusive, and robust multi-tiered system of support for ELA and literacy. Cultural responsiveness and race equity work are foundational to and embedded in the multi-tiered system of support. Part C focuses specifically on how districts will develop, implement, and sustain improvements in multi-tiered systems of support specific to ELA and literacy. For more information about DESE's current multi-tiered system of support blueprint model, philosophy, or components, please visit DESE's multi-tiered system of support site, the address of which is on this slide. The purpose of Part C is to glean an understanding of the existing and future systems and structures in place to support not only the successful and culturally relevant implementation of the grant activities, but also the ability to maintain the evidence-based improvements after the grant period. Thus, it is essential that applicants not only acknowledge what existing structures are in place to support the development of deep and lasting change, but also speak to how they will sustain that work beyond the funding period and district-wide. As such, Part C is an opportunity for applicants to share the plans, goals, and structures unique to their local context in order to clearly articulate how the multi-tiered systems of support for literacy will be built and sustained. Part C of the application includes 2 questions. The GLEAM grant begins with a comprehensive systems analysis. Each district level leader will be matched with an expert literacy consultant who will provide ongoing support responsive to the needs of the district and schools participating in GLEAM. To establish a strong foundation for Year 2 equity-driven literacy GLEAM work, the consultant will support the comprehensive analysis of systems, policies, MTSS structures, and processes contributing to the current state of teaching and learning. For example, the systems analysis will review communication structures, professional development, PLCs, and common planning schedules, MTSS structures like data analysis and tiered instruction. This system analysis will act as the foundation for GLEAM work in future years. For question C1, applicants are asked to speak to how they will utilize the results of a systems analysis to develop an equity-driven plan for growing literacy equity across the district in service of all learners. Starting with equity at the center from the systems level will help to build a strong foundation for literacy improvements through GLEAM. Districts will need to speak to how they will ensure there is time, staffing, and commitment to developing, strengthening, and improving the system structures, policies, and mindsets within the district. For this question, consider what your current district-wide systems for supporting students, educators, and families looks like. Can you anticipate what may be a strength or an area for growth? Can you see a path forward in strengthening systems like two-way family engagement, professional learning time, tiered instruction and support, etc.? What would that look like within your specific local context? Keeping in mind that GLEAM is intended to be a sustainable and long-lasting district and community-wide literacy improvement program. The second question in Part C focuses on sustaining multi-tiered systems of support and literacy. It is important that GLEAM district have plans in place for sustaining the programs and structures developed during the GLEAM grant funding. Sustainable systems of support is a multifaceted goal that requires a unified vision and plan rooted in collaboration, equity, race equity, and leadership. In question C2 of the application, applicants are asked to discuss how they will make the materials and practices implemented during this grant program sustainable. Specifically, question C2 asks applicants to examine how they will transfer this work to schools and grades not included in the GLEAM program grant, and how program improvements will be sustained over time beyond the grant period. Again, the GLEAM grant is intended to be responsive to district strengths, needs, opportunities, and challenges. Thus, for this question, districts should examine what structures are in place to support district-wide improvements in ELA and literacy. District-level leaders may be able to provide data on current practices in place to support literacy improvement across all schools in the district, not just those participating in the GLEAM program. Other considerations may include budgetary opportunities, scheduling flexibility, staffing, and professional development to support educators to skillfully implement and sustain practices. Regardless of what a district currently has in place, it is important that applicants develop and effectively explain a plan for sustaining program improvements after the GLEAM grant, and that those improvements will be transferred to schools and grades not included in the GLEAM program. Now let's examine some frequently asked questions about articulating a clear approach to building and sustaining multi-tiered systems of support for literacy based on the GLEAM activities. What should we consider when answering question C1? The systems analysis will review communication structures, PD, PLC, and common planning schedules, MTSS structures like data and tiered instruction. This systems analysis will act as the foundation for GLEAM work in future years. Starting with equity at the center from the systems level will help to build a strong foundation for literacy improvements through GLEAM. Districts will need to speak to how they will ensure there is time, staffing, and commitment to developing, strengthening, and improving the systems, structures, policies, and mindsets within the district. For this question, consider what your current district-wide systems for supporting educators, students, and families looks like. What should we consider when answering question C2? Consider what district and school level leadership structures, improvement plans, budgetary opportunities, etc., are in place to develop a specific rationale for how you will sustain programmatic improvements beyond the GLEAM grant period in all schools across the district, not just those participating in the GLEAM grant. As we come to the end of this video, let's highlight what further opportunities for support are available for districts during the application process. If you have a question about GLEAM, please email me at any time at gleam@mass.gov or at allison.d.pickens@mass.gov. If you have a question about budgets, please email Gail Castle at gail.a.castle@mass.gov. If you want a more personal experience, register on the GLEAM website for our weekly office hours, which are held every Monday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. You may register once and sign up to attend all of them, so the dates are automatically added onto your calendar. Attend one or all of the office hours as needed. If you have questions about registering, please email me and I'm happy to assist you. We encourage you to visit the GLEAM website often to get updates and access resources, including the other videos in this video series, along with our posted Q&A and contact information. Thank you for your interest in the GLEAM grants and the investment of time to prepare the proposal. Before we end, it is important to note how vital your feedback is to us. We are here to help support you in the development of a high-quality collaborative GLEAM program grant proposal. Please take a moment to complete the survey on the GLEAM website about your experience with this video series. Thank you for your time.